Aloha, I'm Chris Berman, and coming up on ESPN, is there anything better than football in January? I don't think so. The NFL playoffs are here, and we're settling in to bring you exclusive coverage of this year's postseason. Let's get the show on the road with this Wildcard edition of the NFL on ESPN. Atlanta, Minneapolis, next!
Still fans making their way through the turnstiles. They'll be just in time to catch the start of this game. Hi there, I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to this NFC Wildcard game here on ESPN.
That's right, Dan. It's win or go home. The Super Bowl is still a ways away, but the atmosphere here today is electric. Both teams know it's a must-win situation, and they've got to bring their A game if they hope to advance to the next round.
And now let's go down to the coin toss.
It's heads.
Jay Feely kicking off for the Falcons.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set.
Viking football.
Feely kicks it off, and this wild card game is underway. Williams downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Beasley makes a play on this one and forces the incompletion.
Aaron Beasley swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up.
Ball at the Vikings' 20-yard line.
Culpepper dumps this one to the flat, and it's complete at the 21.
Robinson, pass complete.
Gets out at the 28.
Dante Culpepper played the pass perfectly, zeroing in on his man despite the coverage. You know, it's all about accuracy in that situation.
And Peter, that play doesn't get off the ground unless he runs a very precise route.
And he had to beat his man. Couple of the best banging heads there.
Third down, 2 yards to go.
Dan, bunch of receivers out there. Defense is expecting that, and they go to nickel.
Hall tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
D'Angelo Hall managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
That was a fantastic job by the defense to stop what would have been a first down.
I love to see Big D on third and short situations. Fourth down, defenses love to hear that from the refs.
Bennett lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Bennett takes the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley gets it at the 26. Stopped at the 31.
Aaron Beasley got pinned deep by a beauty of a kick there, and by the time he looked up, there was nowhere to go.
First and 10 at
the Falcons get their offense on the field and will start this drive at the 31-yard line. Tucker bulldozes right of center and will gain close to 6.
Impressive yards on the ground here. Check it out. Boy, that's some nice running. It's all about field vision. And if you can see where you have room to roam, good things happen.
They move the ball, and it will be second down. Second down, 2 tight ends in the game. Vick zings it to the right side, and it got away from him a bit. Incomplete.
Michael Vick got some big pressure back there, and that affected the throw.
That would have gotten their first down, and he had room to run as well. Incomplete, however, and it will be third down.
3rd and 3. Ball at the Falcons' 37-yard line.
They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. Moore gets ready to punt this away.
Antoine Winfield to make the return.
Moore gets the ball and punts it away. Winfield fields the punt at the 21. Dragged down at the 23.
Antoine Winfield got swarmed by the kicking team before he got very far. That nice punt pretty much goes unanswered.
The Vikings stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 23-yard line. Hall makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
D'Angelo Hall is a guy to watch here. First-year man out of Virginia Tech. He may be the new kid on the block out there, but there are veterans who could be learning from him.
Second and 10. Ball at the Vikings' 23-yard line.
Bennett gains 3 yards, and that brings up third down.
Come on, Culpepper, we need that first down.
We almost got it.
3rd and 6. Ball at the Vikings' 26-yard line.
Well, Dan, we got an empty backfield, 5 receivers, and the defense is in their dime. Let's watch.
Robinson catches it over the middle and is at the 15. Eventually tackled at the 35. It will be first down.
Marcus Robinson makes the catch and then takes it for a great run here. Now he's got it. If you give him the room, he'll be happy to take it from you.
That's broken kind of a cold streak for him. The last 2 passes his way were incomplete.
Yeah, let's see if he stays on track.
First down, tight end to the left. Culpepper throws a heater, and it's complete at the 22. Hunted down at the 20. It will be first down.
Marcus Robinson goes one-on-one on this play and beats his man. He executed that pass pattern perfectly and made the catch. Nice reception. Nope, they could not cover him man-to-man. He was one step ahead of the defense.
Nice catch, Peter, and his stats reflect that.
Definitely, Dan. He's now got 62 yards on 3 catches.
Draft tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Chris Draft was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Culpepper fires this one over the middle, and it's caught just barely past the markers for a first.
Dante Culpepper airs this one out beautifully. That's how you throw the ball, Dan. Take notes all you want to be quarterback.
Right on the money, Peter. He is just a fantastic passer.
Well, it's easy to complete a pass when there's only one guy covering the receiver.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
Great execution.
First down from the eye. Culpepper made a throw that was off target there, incomplete.
Dante Culpepper thought he had the right ingredients for a touchdown pass back there, but he didn't make it happen. Not a bad call, though, but they couldn't execute on it.
That would have been a touchdown, but instead, after the incompletion, they will face a second down.
Yeah, Dan, you have to take advantage of opportunities like that.
Culpepper zings it to the right side, and the completion is good for 6.
Marcus Robinson easily overcomes the double coverage to nab the football. Perfect synchronization by the quarterback and the receiver. Way to get open.
Another great catch, and Peter, he's been working that right side of the field with good success.
Yeah, it looks like he's found a weakness, and he's going to exploit it. Ground or air threat here. Let's see what they do, Dan.
Robinson catches it in the flat, and that's not enough. He's short of the markers. That will bring up 4th and goal.
Number 8 to make the 19-yard attempt. Number 12, holding.
Elling from 19 yards, and they take the lead.
Aaron Elling puts in an easy short one. A clean kick, no worries.
Number 8 kicking off for the Vikings.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Elling booms a beauty here. Dantzler decides to take it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 22.
Woodrow Dantzler took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
The Falcons will start this first play of the drive at their own 22-yard line. Vick throws a bullet to the flat, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Was the intended receiver.
Michael Jenkins didn't have anyone on him on that play, but still couldn't make the catch.
That falls incomplete, but it would have been a minimal gain had they completed it anyway.
22-yard line.
Second down with 2 tight ends to the right. Intercepted. No one in front of him. Brought down at the 16.
Jeremiah Trotter shows why you think twice before throwing a pass in his neighborhood. Watch. Great presence of mind to try for the football there.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Vikings are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at the 16-yard line. Johnson tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Ellis Johnson loves to stop the ground game. 6'2", 288, and a nose for sniffing out a running play. He'll track you like a bloodhound, then hit you like a St. Bernard. This dog can bite.
Second and 10. Ball at the 17.
Campbell catches the bullet out left, and that's good for 6.
Dante Culpepper lived dangerously on that play with a pass into double coverage, but the throw was on target. What a pass.
Another short pass and another completion. He's really got the short passing game working today.
Just nickel and diming him.
Third down, 3 wideouts in the game. Culpepper rifles this one to the end zone, and it's off. Incomplete.
Marcus Robinson was the intended receiver.
Dante Culpepper takes a big chance on this one, throwing it into zone double coverage. Whew, lucky for him, everybody missed it. Let's have a look. Yep, incomplete pass. He's got to use his head better next time.
Peter, in third down situations, they have not been successful at all with the pass. This play was more proof.
Boy, third is such a crucial down, Dan. And when you don't convert, it really hurts.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Elling from 28 yards out and has it sailed just left of the upright.
Aaron Ellen misses the field goal here. Let's watch this again. Yep, it's just a little bit to the side of the upright, but close only counts in horseshoes.
The Falcons were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 20-yard line. Sharp goes in motion. Williams blasts him back at the 19.
Kevin Williams was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Second down with the tight end right. Williams sacks him back at the 16.
Kevin Williams gets a sack in the backfield. The quarterback had nowhere to go on this one. Let's watch. Yep, the D shut the offense down on that play. They couldn't do anything.
Good defense that's forced 2 losses in a row. Vick rifles it out left side, and the ball's caught at the 30. Finally stopped at the 32. First down.
Des White has a guy shadowing him, but still manages to make the catch. He beats his man cold. It's all about staking your turf.
What a big play on third down, Peter. His run after the catch is what made the play work.
Yeah, Dan, you have to fight for those yards in that situation, and that's exactly what he did.
Duckett loses 1 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Jeremiah Trotter targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, 2 wideouts on the field. Vick throws a heater, and it's caught at the 46. Finally dropped at the 49. That will bring up first down.
First and 10. Ball at the 49.
Duckett takes this one way out left and will gain close to 6.
T.J. Duckett is backed up by some big old numbers. 6 feet, 254. This is one tough running back. There are plow horses out there envious of how much this guy can drag.
Second and 4. Ball at the 43.
Duckett gets the call again and heads out right. Tackled at the 43.
Antoine Winfield targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
And Peter, that was actually a pretty remarkable tackle considering the weight difference between the two.
Yeah, sort of like you trying to tackle me. Of course, you'd never actually be able to tackle me, but the folks at home get the idea.
Only if I have a body double. Third down coming up on the 10th play of the drive. Jenkins didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Michael Jenkins could have had a nice run up the sidelines on that one, but didn't make the catch. That's incomplete.
Another short pass and another incompletion. That area is not yielding results for them.
Yeah, time to look elsewhere.
Moore lines up for the punt. Moore takes the long snap and aims this one for the corner. This will pin them deep as it flies out of bounds at the 10.
Chris Moore angles this one nicely and puts it out of bounds and away from any potential return inside the 10. That's a nice punt.
The Vikings offense takes the field, and they have a way to go. They'll start at their own 10-yard line. Bennett gains 3 yards, and that brings up second down.
All right, what have you got? Okay, all right.
Second down, both tight ends left.
Ball at the Vikings 13-yard line.
Bennett gets the ball again and rambles for about 5.
Keith Newman with the tackle.
Robinson hauls it in right side and tries to get free. Finally gets out of bounds at the 35. First down.
Check out the yards after the catch. That's where a receiver can earn his paycheck.
Bennett carries it for the 6th time and chews up about 4 on the play. Second down, both wideouts to the right. Bennett catches it in the flat and picks up maybe a yard.
Chris Draft with the tackle.
Culpepper throws a heater right sideline, and the reception is made. It is, however, short of the markers. It'll be 4th down.
Aaron Beasley made the save, dropping the ball carrier before he could get to the markers.
They let the ball move close to the first, but they could not let it pass.
That's a great job holding them back, Dan.
4th and short. Bennett gets ready to punt this away. Bennett gets the ball and pummels this one deep. The Falcons had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their own 20-yard line. Vick puts his arm into this one, and it's knocked away from the receiver, incomplete.
Curtis Price was the intended receiver. Chris Claiborne with the coverage.
Michael Vick is really struggling out there today. As you can see by the numbers, it's all bad. Up to now, he's got 36 yards and 1 interception.
Second and 10. Ball at the Falcons' 20-yard line.
This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete.
Pass interference, number 29, defense. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul.
Ryan
Automatic
Williams
first down.
manhandled that receiver back there like a puppy playing with a chew toy, Dan. And he rightly got slapped with defensive pass interference.
First and 10. Ball at the Falcons' 32-yard line.
Trotter tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Jeremiah Trotter targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his second tackle so far. Second down, just a single receiver on the field. Smith makes the hit in the backfield at the 30.
Number 57 with the tackle.
DJ Duckett has been battling the D, but the D is winning this one. Look at this. No real yards to speak of anywhere. Tough game. He's only got 8 yards on 7 carries.
Jenkins goes in motion. Breaks free. Pop hard at the 37. Williams will be credited with the tackle. That will bring up 4th down.
Michael Vick went for the scramble back there, but he can't be jumping for joy at the results. The D closed in pretty quickly on him.
Moore lines up for the punt. Moore takes the snap and punts it away. Winfield fields it at the 21. Tackled at the 32.
Antoine Winfield did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
The Vikings have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their 32-yard line. Bennett takes it off the toss and finds room to run. Eventually shoved out at the 48. It will be first down.
Chris Draft finally makes the play, but not in time. Let's have another look. Oh, yeah, gave up a lot of yards before forcing him out of bounds.
First and 10. Ball at the 48-yard line.
Wiggins makes the nice catch and is well past the markers for a first down.
Dante Culpepper gets this one past the secondary quite easily. I think the safeties were out of position on that one, Dan. Now that kind of accuracy is hard to cover, Dan. He knew where he wanted the ball to go, and that's where it went.
There's another example of how he's been feeding his receivers on the right side of the field. A lot of connections made there so far.
Hey, there's no reason he needs to spread it around if you're connecting.
Bennett gets the call on first down and chews up about 4 on the play.
Chris Draft with the tackle.
Second down, 5 yards to go.
Ball at the 29.
Dugan goes in motion. Bennett carries it for the 9th time and passes the line. Dragged down at the 26.
Third and 2. Ball at the 26-yard line.
Culpepper throws a big high lob and it's not reeled in. Incomplete.
Was the intended
D'Angelo
receiver.
Hall never gave his assignment any wiggle room and was able to prevent a completion. You know, it's all about blanket coverage, and that, my friends, was exactly what we saw back there.
That was a fantastic job by the defense to stop what would have been a first down.
I love to see Big D on 3rd and short situations. 4th down, defenses love to hear that from the refs.
4th down and the field goal unit is on the field. Elling with the 43-yard attempt and squeezes it inside the right goal post.
Aaron Elling takes the field goal, but watch how close the ball gets to the upright. Man, a few more inches and he'd have made the highlight reel. Not the way he would have wanted to, though.
Number 8 kicking off for the Vikings.
The ref gets the signal and we're set. Elling kicks this one away. Dantzler fields it all the way back at the 6. Tackled at the 22. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Well, the numbers aren't impressive here, but they can take heart that a single score will change the whole game. They need to put a drive together and make something happen. Woodrow Dantzler got waylaid by the defense before he was able to put Munch on the run back.
The Falcons stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 22-yard line. Finneran snags the missile and is well past the markers for a first down.
Let's go.
Brian Finneran has a guy shadowing him, but still manages to make the catch. He beats his man cold. It's all about staking your turf.
First and 10. Ball at the Falcons' 37-yard line.
Finneran goes in motion. Vick rifles it out left side, and it's incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Brian Finneran was the intended receiver. Number 57 with the coverage.
Michael Vick has had difficulties, to say the least, and now he's second-guessing everything he's throwing. Terrible day. So far, he's struggled to get 51 yards and 1 interception.
Second down from the eye.
Ball at the Falcons' 37-yard line.
Rice catches the heater left sideline, and that's good for 6.
Number 57.
Michael Vick zeroed in with the pass back there and leaves the 2 defenders empty-handed. What ball placement.
Another short, controlled pass for the completion. Their short game has been pretty good.
About par, yeah. They haven't been nickel and diming them, but they've been nickeling them.
Vick zings it to the right side, and it's off. Incomplete.
Good job. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Good job, man. Yeah.
Moore lines up for the punt. Moore takes the long snap and punts it away. Winfield peels the punt at the 13. Tackled at the 23.
Antoine Winfield racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
And that'll do it for quarter number 1. The Vikings are out in front, 6-0. The Vikings offense takes the field, and they will start out at their own 23-yard line. Culpepper throws a bullet to the flat, and it's complete for a gain of 3 yards.
Dante Culpepper threw a nice pass past the coverage and got the completion. Tough throw, but an accurate throw.
Another short pass, and he likes that area of the field so far.
And why not? He's had success there.
Bennett catches it in the flat and is at the 35. Eventually runs out at the 36. That will bring up first down.
First and 10. Ball at the Vikings' 36-yard line.
Williams takes the handoff and heads out right. Dragged down at the 42. Second down from the shotgun. Bennett gains 5 on the play, and that brings up first down. Culpepper throws a bullet, and it's tipped.
Pass is
incomplete.
Number 24 with the deflection.
Bennett will get stopped at the line, and that will bring up third down.
With the tackle.
Patrick Penny just planted the ball carrier in the turf short of the markers. But the only thing that's going to grow there is the D's morale.
They stop them cold. Fourth coming up.
Exactly what this defense needed to do.
Bennett gets ready to punt this away. Bennett gets the snap and punts it away.
First
The
and
Falcons
10 at
offense is on the field, and they have not produced well at all. They're looking for an answer as they start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Finneran goes in motion. Duckett will get the carry on first down and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Chris Claiborne with the tackle.
T.J. Duckett just hasn't gotten into a groove and isn't finding running room anywhere. This has been tough, and he's struggled to get 9 yards on 8 carries.
Second down, 2 wideouts on the field.
21-yard line.
Winfield tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Antoine Winfield knocked that pass down, and he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Price goes in motion. Vick airs this one to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Brian Russell got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
That is their fourth batted ball. Tell you, we've seen a number of good defensive plays from this squad.
We sure have. We'll see if they can keep it up, though.
To make the return.
Moore lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Moore gets the ball and punts it away. Winfield catches it at the 40. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. All these numbers point to one thing, Dan, a defensive struggle. They can't get complacent. A single score will change the whole complexion of the game. Antoine Winfield didn't have much room to work with back there. The special team squad made sure he couldn't respond to that really nice punt.
The Vikings send their offense out on the field and will start this drive at their 44-yard line. Campbell goes in motion. Bennett carries it for the 12th time and passes the line. Stopped at the 46.
Second and 8. Ball at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
Robinson didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Dante Culpepper knows how to spread the ball around, as you can see by this passing chart here. He's getting the ball into his receiver's hands and has piled up 137 yards and no touchdowns.
Third and 8. Ball at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
Culpepper lets it go the distance here, and it's tipped.
Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
Corey Hall managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up fourth down. Bennett gets ready to punt this away. Bennett takes the snap and pummels this one deep. The Falcons haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their own 20-yard line. Price goes in motion. Holman gets the sack at the 18.
Second and 12. Ball at the Falcons' 18-yard line.
Irvin hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete. Let's go back and revisit that last tackle in the backfield. Great stop.
Well, Chris Hovan was a communications major at Boston College, and he communicated his intentions pretty effectively on that one as he sliced in there to make that play for a loss.
Third down and 4 wideouts in the game. Vick zips it to the left sideline, and this one is incomplete. Moore lines up deep in his own territory to punt it away.
Make the return.
Moore takes the long snap and punts it away. Winfield fields the deep punt at the 37. Tackled at the 47.
Antoine Winfield returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Vikings start this one on the center logo at their 47-yard line. Bennett will get stopped at the line, and that brings up second down.
With the tackle.
Michael Bennett stuck close to his blockers, but the play folded quicker than an over-caffeinated origami artist.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
Second down, one man back. Robinson catches it left sideline and is well past the markers for a first down.
First and 10. Ball at the 37.
Culpepper rifles it out left side, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
Second and 10. Ball at the 37.
Robinson grabs the rope right side, and he's just barely past the markers for a first.
Marcus Robinson must have a cold or something because the defense stayed away from him on this play. He was wide open. Check it out.
You know, you don't see a receiver get that open very often, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, the quarterback was probably in shock.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way. Hey, I like those stats. Great receiving yards.
Culpepper throws this on a rope, and it's good for a gain of 8.
Keenan Howry made the catch without any challenge from the defense, and he took advantage of it.
They've stuck with short passes like that, Peter.
Well, they know the receiver can pick up a few after the catch. They're getting the wiggle room they need.
Bennett picks up a yard on the play, and that brings up third down.
Chris Draft brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
He's got 7 tackles so far.
Ball at the 18-yard line.
Bennett gets the call on third down and converts the third down.
Michael Bennett played smart and used his blockers to perfection on that last play.
Another run up the gut, and we've seen him take more than his share of carries there. He's definitely had lanes to run through.
Yeah, superb blocking up front, too.
First down, tight end to the left.
15.
Campbell makes the catch out to the left, and that's a touchdown.
Dante Culpepper uncorks a dynamite pass there with two defenders on the prowl.
Really incredible accuracy, but I'll tell you, that's got to sting if you're on the defense.
Righto, Dano. You know, they could have brought 8 guys on that play. Wouldn't have made a difference.
Peter, that's his first touchdown pass of the game. How do his stats look?
Well, so far, he's got 186 yards and 1 touchdown.
Now the point after, and it's good.
Number 8 kicking off for the Vikings.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Elling kicks it off. Jenkins fields the kickoff at the 3. Stopped at the 24.
Michael Jenkins got a very respectable return off that nice kickoff there, Dan.
All right, yeah.
First and 10.
Falcons offense has to score here. This drive will start at their own 24-yard line. Duckett gets the handoff and heads out right. Tackled at the 28.
Corey Chavis with the tackle.
DJ Duckett has been searching for a rhythm out there, Dan, and he's coming up short. It seems like his timing is way off. He's working hard, but only has 13 yards on 9 carries.
Second and 6. Ball at the Falcons' 28-yard line.
They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete.
Algie Crumpler seemed to be the right guy for his quarterback, but he's unable to catch that ball over the middle.
The incompletions keep piling up, and even here in the second quarter, it doesn't seem to be improving.
Not at all. They're just not getting it together. The timing, the routes, the protection, nothing.
Finneran goes in motion. Rips him down in the backfield, and that takes them even farther away from the markers. It'll be 4th down.
Jeremiah Trotter targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They stand tall and force a loss of yardage there. That's going to bring up a difficult 4th and long. Moore gets the snap and punts it away. Winfield takes it at the 28. Dragged down at the 39.
Antoine Winfield returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Vikings come out on offense and are well ahead. They have yet another shot to score and start this drive at their 39-yard line. Culpepper throws a heater right sideline, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Was the intended receiver.
Dante Culpepper is showing off some precision passing out there, Dan. Clearly, he's exploiting the short game so far, and he's got 186 yards and 1 touchdown.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Vikings 39-yard line.
Robinson goes in motion. Robinson didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Was the intended receiver.
Keith Newman was on that fly ball on that last play like glue. Man, he knew where the pass was going, and he stopped it. Incomplete.
On 2nd down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up 3rd down.
Nice pressure that time.
3rd down and 5 wide receivers take the field. Culpepper lobs this one way over the middle, and it's knocked away from the receiver. Incomplete.
Robinson was the intended receiver.
Dante Culpepper throws this into double coverage, and luckily has it fall incomplete.
Now he is 0 for his last 3 passes, and you know, you can tell he's starting to get frustrated.
Yeah, all he needs to do is calm down and make the throw.
Bennett lines up for the punt.
In punt formation. Aaron Beasley to make the return.
Bennett gets the ball and punts it away. Beasley fields the punt at the 17. Brought down at the 20.
Aaron Beasley got swarmed by the kicking team before he got very far. That nice punt pretty much goes unanswered.
The Falcons offense is on the field, and they have not produced well at all. They're looking for an answer as they start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Duckett picks up about 2, and that will bring up 2nd down. Second down with a split backfield.
Ball at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
Chavis makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Corey Chavis came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
You know, as a team, they are batting down passes left and right. That is their 6th so far.
Wow, great anticipation of the pass.
Vick unloads this to the right sideline, and the catch is made well past the markers for a 1st down.
Fearless Price had 2 guys on him on that play, but still managed to make the catch.
3rd and long, and they get the big play to convert. What do you think of that, Peter?
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that.
39-yard line.
Finneran goes in motion. Duckett gets the ball on 1st down and gains about 3 yards.
Jeremiah Trotter with the tackle.
Second down, 2 tight ends in the game.
Ball at the Falcons' 42-yard line.
Vick zips it to the left sideline, and it's caught at the 48, tackled at the 49. That will bring up 1st down.
Fearless Price must be wondering if he's in the twilight zone, Dan. There was absolutely no one there to cover him, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Yep, the D must have called the wrong formation, I think. That was a blown play all the way.
Another completion, and he's definitely shaping up to be a major factor in this game.
It's only the 2nd quarter still, but if he can keep it up, he could have a typically impressive day.
It's intercepted. No one in front of him. And touchdown.
Chris Claiborne picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
He gets the touchdown, Peter, and that was a very nice play.
Definitely.
Number 8 to attempt the extra point. Number 12, holding.
Now the extra point, and it's good.
Number 8 kicking off for the Vikings.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Elling booms a beauty here. Jenkins decides to take it out of the end zone. Breaks free. Tackled at the 27.
Michael Jenkins caught the ball in the end zone and had a big run out of it. Saying no to the touchback was a risk, Dan, but it paid off.
The Falcons offense takes the field, and their running game has yet to get on track. We'll see if it happens here as they start at their own 27-yard line. Griffith goes in motion.
Number 45, the ball carrier. Chris Claiborne with the tackle.
T.J. Duckett is really struggling to get any traction, so to speak. No room to run anywhere, and he struggled just to get 17 yards on 13 carries.
2nd and 9. Ball at the Falcons' 27-yard line.
No good. Incomplete.
Fearless Price ran a post pattern on that last play, but he couldn't make the catch.
They've been having problems connecting over the middle of the field, and there was more proof of it right there.
Yeah, a lot of bodies over the middle, and that congestion is what they're having problems with.
3rd down, empty backfield. Vick rifles this one hard over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Des White is just crazy good on this play, Dan. He refuses to be intimidated by triple coverage. I would have tried to throw somewhere else, I think. Oh, but it didn't matter. He made the catch. Great job.
That time when they went deep, they hit the jackpot.
Which has not been true for their long game today. Let's see if this completion turns it around for them.
Duckett picked up about 7, and that brings up 2nd down.
T.J. Duckett was assisted on that play by some great blocking that opened up holes for him. Without those blockers, he would have been toast.
Another run up the gut, and we've seen him take more than his share of carries there. He's definitely had lanes to run through.
Yeah, superb blocking up front, too.
Price goes in motion. Duckett has his number called on 2nd down and will lose about a yard here.
Chris Holden targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his 2nd tackle so far. 3rd down, 2 receivers to the left. Grabs the fastball over the middle, and they convert on 3rd down.
T.J. Duckett makes the catch here with 3 defenders on his tail. I'll tell you, I was not expecting that pass at all. I wonder if he knew it was coming.
Yeah, Peter, I think you could argue that that throw probably should never have been made. It was very risky, but it did work out.
Yeah, it's all about staying focused and believing in your teammates.
A nice gain, and they easily convert on 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Crumpler goes in motion. Duckett takes his 16th carry of the game and heads left. Tackled hard at the 33. Second down with the tight end right.
33.
Will get the carry on second down and picks up a couple.
DJ Duckett used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be third down. Vick zings it to the right side, and it falls incomplete. Fourth down, 6 yards to go.
Chris Moore holding.
Feely boots it from 48 yards out, and it's good.
Right there. Yeah.
Jay Feely really gets the whole ball here, and he needed it. Watch. That's a powerful kick for 3 points, my friend. When he needs to, he can boot that thing.
Jay Feely kicking off for the Falcons.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Feely kicks it off. Williams fields this one deep at the 1. Stopped at the 27.
Mo Williams decided to take it down to the end zone. Turned out to be a good decision, Dan. He got some good yards there.
The Vikings have yet another shot at scoring and are in command. Their offense takes the field and starts this drive at their own 27-yard line. Wiggins goes in motion. No good. Incomplete.
Incomplete with the deflection. Second and 10. Ball at the Vikings 27-yard line.
Motion. Blue 13. Blue 13.
Culpepper rifles it out left side, and it falls incomplete.
With the deflection.
Dante Culpepper is checking off his receivers, finding the open man, and that's evident as you review the chart here. Note the short passes and how that's enabled him to rack up 186 yards and 1 touchdown.
Third down and 4 wideouts in the game.
The Vikings 27-yard line.
Howery goes in motion. Scott tips it away on the coverage, incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
Brian Scott came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Bennett lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Bennett takes the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields the deep punt at the 23. Brought down at the 32.
Aaron Beasley returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Falcons are fading fast and are in need of a score. Their offense will start this vital drive at their 32-yard line. Price goes in motion. Price didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Was the intended receiver.
Jeremiah Trotter closed in from the zone and forced the incompletion.
Second and 10. Ball at the Falcons' 32-yard line.
Tucker gets past the line and gains about 3 yards. Third down, one man back. Falls incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Eric Kelly did a beautiful job on that last play covering the post route. That pass never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up 4th down. Moore lines up for the punt. Moore takes the long snap and punts it away. Winfield takes it at the 21. Dragged down at the 32.
Antoine Winfield did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
The Vikings offense takes the field with the clock at 16. Bennett takes it off the toss and runs into traffic. Tackled, and the clock will continue to run.
Keith Brooking with the tackle.
Keith Brooking was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
That will be his 4th tackle of the contest. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Vikings in command of this one, 20-3. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
All right, Dan, we'll get back to our first-round matchup in just a minute. But first, let's get to some of the first-half highlights in our ESPN halftime report. I'm Chris Berman. Now we'll look at our halftime comparison, and as you can see, total yards definitely tell the story thus far. The Vikings are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Marcus Cuckoo Kachu Mr. Robinson found a soft spot on the defense and it worked to his advantage. That set up a no-brainer 20-yard field goal. The Vikings strike first and go up by 3. Falcons later in the first. Jeremiah Bullfrog Trotter shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. The Falcons, after a red zone stop, Falcons losing by 3. Michael Vick would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. The Vikes, midway through the first, Marcus Cuckoo Kachu Mr. Robinson had to work to find an opening, but he was able to haul this one in. Vikes up 3-0. Michael Bennett would make the first guy miss, then he'd rip off a chunk of yardage here. That set up a 44-yard field goal. Falcons still late in the first. Michael Vick would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. The Vikes midway through the second. Vikes leading by 6. Dante Culpepper connected with his man on this one. They move ahead by 13. The Falcons on defense. Chris Claiborne was able to step in front of this pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. Touchdown for the Vikings. Falcons losing 20-0. After driving 42 yards on 9 plays, Jay Simi Feely would be summoned for the long field goal try. His kick would be right through. A 49-yard field goal. And that's where we'll leave this one. Vikes are up at the half, 20-3. Now let's check out the undisputed halftime hero of the first half. Marcus Cuckoo Kachu Mr. Robinson has taken over this game. So that'll do it from here. Let's send you back out now to Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe. Dan?
Thanks, Chris. And today's game has been presented in ESPN Game Sound, designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby, the leader in surround sound technology. The Falcons will get the ball first here in the second half, and they are going to need a bunch of scores to get back into this one. Currently, they're down 20-3. Let's go down to the field. Elling kicks it, and the second half has now started. Jenkins fields the second half kickoff at the 6. Dragged down at the 23. We've got a quick update from ESPN's very own Susie Kalber. Susie.
Thanks, Dan. Head coach Mike Tice talked with me over the break, and he credited the defense for giving the whole team a boost. He said, "We've blitzed very effectively while maintaining good coverage. That pressure has really kept them off balance and worked to our advantage. We'll see if they can keep them disoriented in this half." Back to you.
Susie, thank you.
First down,
Jenkins catches the bullet out left, and he's got the first down and a whole lot more.
First and 10. Ball at the Falcons' 44-yard line.
Finneran goes in motion. Vick throws a beauty to the right side, and it's complete for a first down and a whole lot more.
Fearless Price makes the catch here with 3 defenders on his tail. I'll tell you, I was not expecting that pass at all. I wonder if he knew it was coming.
Yeah, Peter, I think you could argue that that throw probably should never have been made. It was very risky, but it did work out.
Yeah, it's all about staying focused and believing in your teammates.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Russell puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete.
22 with the cover.
Kenner had superb coverage on that play. No wonder it was incomplete.
Potential for some nice yards, but the defense plays it tough. That will bring up second down.
Second and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line.
Duckett gets the toss and runs into traffic. Crosses the field. Brought down at the 31.
Third down.
Let's make the stand here, baby. There's no fuel left in their tank.
Finneran didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Brian Finneran didn't have anybody on him, and yet he couldn't make the catch.
Not much success to be had on the right side for this passing game, Peter. They have been off over there.
Yeah, I'd go somewhere else if I were them.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Feely boots it from 48 yards out and just makes it inside the left upright.
Jay Feely really gets the whole ball here, and he needed it. Watch. That's a powerful kick for 3 points, my friend. When he needs to, he can boot that thing.
Jay Feely kicking off for the Falcons.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Feely kicks this one away. Williams catches it back at the 4. Tackled at the 24.
Mo Williams tried to run it out, but the defense preferred that he stayed put, and they made their case pretty forcefully there.
First and 10, Minnesota.
Look, Dan, great receiving yards there. That will help your fantasy team.
Bennett picks up 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
With the tackle.
Second down with 2 tight ends to the right.
30-yard line.
Bennett gets the call again and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
All right, Vikings, let's get a first down.
3rd and 3. Ball at the Vikings 31-yard line.
Bennett loses 1 on the play, and that brings up 4th down.
Ellis Johnson was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
That's his 3rd tackle of the game. Bennett lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Bennett gets the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields the deep punt at the 24. Stopped at the 27.
Aaron Beasley got pinned deep by a beauty of a kick there, and by the time he looked up, there was nowhere to go.
The Falcons offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 27-yard line. Duckett gains 10 yards on the play, and that brings up 2nd down.
T.J. Duckett picked up a few yards on that play, but had to head out of bounds before he got to the markers.
Peter, what a nice pickup to get them into a 2nd and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
Ball at the Falcons 37-yard line.
Duckett goes right up the middle and picks up the 1st down.
1st down, Falcons.
T.J. Duckett has been taken to both outside and inside the tackles, but the D is not letting him get too free. So far, he's had to work hard to get 44 yards on 21 carries.
1st and 10. Ball at the Falcons 39-yard line.
Vick just rifles this one, and it's caught at the 48, and he's stopped right there. 1st down.
Corey Chavis finally gets to his man and hauls him out of bounds, but the damage is done.
There's the push. They've already got the 1st, so I think he was getting out maybe a little frustration.
Yeah, he was using the ball carrier as a human stress ball.
1st down, 10 yards to go.
Ball at the 46-yard line.
Intercepted. Tackled at the 31.
And this is a nice interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
That's their 3rd interception of the game. And Peter, the D is homing in on the passing game.
Yeah, tough play. I love it.
The Vikings are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at their 31-yard line. Bennett will take the handoff and chews up about 4 on the play.
Chris Draft with the tackle. Second and 6. Ball at the Vikings 35-yard line.
Bennett punches this one left of center and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
Michael Bennett used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
He's not made much headway up the middle, although it's not for lack of trying, and that's for sure.
They can't get effective blocking there. You got to go elsewhere.
3rd down, 3 wideouts in the game. Howry goes in motion. Culpepper throws a bullet to the flat, and it's caught at the 35. Dragged down at the 41. Hall with the tackle. That will bring up 4th down.
D'Angelo Hall brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
They let the ball move close to the first, but they could not let it pass.
That's a great job holding them back, Dan.
4th and short. Bennett takes the long snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields it at the 14. Tackled at the 20.
Aaron Beasley got pinned deep by a beauty of a kick there, and by the time he looked up, there was nowhere to go.
The Falcons were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 20-yard line. Vick zings it to the right side, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Corey Chavis with the deflection.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Michael Vick has been searching for a rhythm out there, and he's come up short, Dan. As you can see by these numbers, he's been having a rough day of it. So far, he's struggled to get 174 yards and no touchdowns.
Second down, both tight ends left.
Ball at the Falcons' 20-yard line.
Price goes in motion. Duckett gets the call on second down and gains about 3 yards.
Number 97 with the tackle. 3rd down.
Let's finish this up.
Vick gets all of his arm into this pass, and the reception's made at the 40, 30.
First down.
Eventually pushed out of bounds at the 23. It will be first down.
Fearless Price really comes to play on this baby. He makes the solid catch, and then he takes off. Check it out. Give him an inch, and he'll steal every yard he can.
That's another medium-range catch for him. He's really found his niche in there.
Yeah, and unless he starts getting shut down, there's no reason for him to move out of it.
1st and 10.
Well, those are some impressive numbers. Look at those receiving yards.
Sacks him back at the 26.
Kelechi Udeze nails his man behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to cost the offense a few yards. Oh, yeah, that's a great job of getting to the quarterback. Nice sack.
That'll be his first sack of the game.
13.
Second down, tight end to the left. Vick throws a heater right sideline, and it's intercepted. Brought down at the 20.
Well, it's all about getting in position to make the grab, and watch here. Oh, that's perfect position.
Yet another interception for this defense, and they're making passing just about impossible so far.
Absolutely. Great reads, great jumps on the ball, great athletes. It's all happening down there.
The Vikings have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their own 20-yard line. Campbell makes the catch in the flat, and that's good for 6.
Kelly Campbell easily overcomes the double coverage to nab the football. Perfect synchronization by the quarterback and the receiver. Way to get open.
Another little dump off, and this short passing game has been firing on all cylinders.
2nd and 4.
They seem to produce yards at will.
They sure do, Dan. This is a great offensive game plan we're seeing today.
Bennett gains gains 3 yards, and that will bring up third down.
Keith Brooking brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
He's now up to 6 tackles. Third down, 1 yard to go. Bennett takes it for his 23rd carry and converts the third down.
First and 10. Ball at the Vikings 31-yard line.
Culpepper throws a bullet to the flat, and it's caught at the 31. Stopped at the 34.
Michael Bennett faced single coverage there and was able to get by it for the reception. That's how you draw it up.
He reels in another one today. I wonder what they put in his oatmeal this morning.
Probably the passing playbook.
Bennett carries it for the 24th time and gains about 3 yards.
Face mask, number 27, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Corey Hall clearly tugs on the face mask here. You just can't do that and get away with it. Check it out. Yep, there's the flag. Definite face mask. That's a personal foul.
First down, 2 wideouts on the field.
Ball at the 48-yard line.
Culpepper throws a heater, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Aaron Beasley got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Second and 10. Ball at the 48-yard line.
Bennett catches it in the flat, and he's looking for room. Chased down at the 37. It will be first down.
Michael Bennett made the grab back there and then tacked on a few more. Nice play.
A nice run after the catch, and that's what they expect from him.
Heck, that's his job description. You won't see him running a post route, but you will see him make plays off those shorter catches.
Culpepper gets some air under this pass, and it got away from him a bit. Incomplete.
D'Angelo Hall knew they were running a short little hitch on that last play, and he was able to stop it. Incomplete.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up. It's intercepted. Tackled at the 22.
All right, Culpepper, come on.
I'm coming now.
Dan, this is a nice interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Falcons have turned the ball over the past 2 times out. They need to hold on to it as they start this drive at their own 22-yard line. Crumpler goes in motion. Duckett has his number called on first down and rambles for about 5.
Second and 4. Ball at the Falcons' 27-yard line.
Duckett gets the call again and searches for a hole. Tackled at the 28.
T.J. Duckett had blockers on his side on that last play, but the defense was too smart. It gave him nowhere to go.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be third down.
Wow, look at those tackles. That's how you play sideline to sideline.
Hunts him down and then finally tackles him just behind the line. It'll be 4th down.
Chris Claiborne was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
Peter, he's been lighting up the defensive side of the ball today and getting some nice numbers out of it.
You bet. So far, he's got 6 tackles.
Moore takes the snap and punts it away. Winfield fields the punt at the 29. Dragged down at the 45.
Antoine Winfield seized some prime field position for his offense with that huge run back. They needed that, especially after that nice punt.
The Vikings had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their 45-yard line. Culpepper throws a bullet to the flat, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Aaron Beasley broke up the quick outside pass on that last play by reading it perfectly. No catch, incomplete.
The defense stood up to that play and shuts down what would be a minimal gain anyway. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down, just a single receiver on the field. Bulldozes right of center and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
Okay, fellas, we went over this all week in practice. Now we're going to get it this time. Now we're going to go just like it is. We're going to execute, we're going to stay strong, and we're going to get to the spots we need to. Okay, fellas?
3rd and 9. All at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
Slides down at the 48. 4th down coming up.
Dante Culpepper tried to scramble his way out of trouble back there, but doesn't get much in the way of yardage. You know, it's hard to improvise a play like that, and once you cross the line, you become one-dimensional and much easier to take down.
Bennett gets ready to punt this away. Bennett gets the snap and punts it away. The Falcons will start this first play of the drive at their own 20-yard line. Price goes in motion. Duckett gets the call on 1st down and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
T.J. Duckett used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
He's not made much headway up the middle, although it's not for lack of trying, and that's for sure.
They can't get effective blocking there. You got to go elsewhere.
Claiborne tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Chris Claiborne came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Vick zips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Ryan Williams got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up 4th down. Moore lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Moore gets the ball and punts it away. Winfield catches it at the 36. Stopped at the 45.
Antoine Winfield did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
The Vikings stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their 45-yard line. Draft tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Chris Draft was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
He's done his part defensively, and now he's racked up his 10th tackle.
Dan, it's all about closing speed at the linebacker position, and he's got it.
Robinson catches it in the flat, and that will be a gain of 3 yards.
Dante Culpepper rolled the dice by targeting a receiver with 2 defenders near him. But the pass clicked, and they'll move the ball.
Another short pass and another completion. He's really got the short passing game working today.
Just nickel and diming him.
3rd down and 4 wideouts in the game. Bennett goes in motion. Culpepper throws a heater right sideline, and it's intercepted. Touchdown!
D'Angelo Hall picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
Well, that's their 2nd interception of the game, and stingy is appearing to be the motto for their defense.
Yeah, either that or give me the ball.
Jay Feely to attempt the extra point. Chris Moore holding.
Here's the point after, and it's good.
Jay Feely kicking off for the Falcons.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Feely rockets this one deep. Williams downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 20-yard line. Robinson goes in motion. They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete.
With the deflection. Second and 10. Ball at the Vikings' 20-yard line.
Culpepper zings it to the right side, and he connects for a pickup of 4 on the play.
Jermaine Wiggins doesn't let a little thing like double coverage stop him from snagging the football.
They've stuck with short passes like that, Peter.
Well, they know the receiver can pick up a few after the catch. They're getting the wiggle room they need. Well, look at these stats. That's a ton of yards there.
Beasley tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Aaron Beasley got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
That's his 3rd batted ball, and he is doing his part, that is for sure.
Nice to see aggressive D like that, Dan.
Bennett lines up for the punt. Bennett gets the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields the deep punt at the 29. Brought down at the 34.
Aaron Beasley got pinned deep by a beauty of a kick there, and by the time he looked up, there was nowhere to go.
The Falcons haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their 34-yard line. Takes it across the line of scrimmage and picks up 8 yards on the play.
Todd McClure used every ounce of his big self to do some key blocking on that last play.
Peter, what a nice pickup to get them into a 2nd and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. The Vikings are out in front, 20-13.
2nd and 1. Ball at the Falcons' 42-yard line.
Duckett gets the toss and runs into traffic. Chavis hunts him down and then finally tackles him just behind the line.
Corey Chavis was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
That will be his 4th tackle, and he's hitting hard out there in the secondary.
Well, he's making them think twice before going his direction.
3rd down, 2 tight ends in the game. Duckett carries this one off to the right and picks up the first down.
T.J. Duckett got yards by staying so close to his blockers. I think they were sharing each other's aftershave.
A big gain on 3rd, and they will easily move the chain.
Perfect call for the situation, Dan. No trouble in getting the first.
Vick just rifles this one, and the reception's made at the 37, and he's stopped right there. First down.
1st and 10. Ball at the 36-yard
line. Duckett goes right up the middle and rambles for about 5. Second down, 5 yards to go.
Ball at the 31.
Vick rifles it out left side, and the reception is made past the markers for a first down.
First down, Falcons.
Fearless Price was really getting crowded out there with 3 defenders, but he still made the catch.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Duckett dodges this one way out right and chews up about 4 on the play.
Number 27 with the tackle. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 19.
Duckett gets the ball and gets past the line. Tackled at the 15.
Third and 2. Ball at the 15.
Will get the carry on 3rd down and is dropped short of the markers. That will bring up 4th down.
Chris Claiborne brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
He's got 7 tackles so far. 4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Feely kicks it from 31 yards and barely misses this one off to the right.
Jay Feely misses the field goal here. Let's watch this again. Yep, it's just a little bit to the side of the upright, but close only counts in horseshoes.
That's his 3rd attempt today, and this time he cannot put it through.
Still, he's put points on the board today, Dan, so he can't kick himself too badly.
The Vikings offense will start this drive at their own 22-yard line. Graff touches him down for a big loss back at the 14. Second down, 3 wideouts in the game.
Ball at the Vikings' 14-yard line.
Culpepper floats this one out to the right sidelines, and it's tipped.
Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete.
Aaron
Beasley managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Hall makes a play on this and forces the incompletion. It'll be 4th down.
Corey Hall came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
The defense prevents them from closing the gap and forces the incompletion. Nothing doing on that play, Peter.
Well, they were just trying to get some yards out of it, not necessarily the first.
And now they face a 4th down. Bennett lines up deep in his own territory to punt it away. Bennett takes the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley gets it at the 39. Tackled at the 48.
Aaron Beasley returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Falcons start this one on the center logo at their 48-yard line. Price goes in motion. Duckett picks up about 2, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Second and 7. Ball at the Falcons' 50-yard line.
Gets the call on 2nd down and will lose about a yard here.
Jeremiah Trotter targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Peter, he's been lighting up the defensive side of the ball today and getting some nice numbers out of him.
You bet. So far, he's got 7 tackles.
Irvin puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Michael Vick threw that ball to a receiver who had 2 guys on him. He's probably fortunate it was just an incomplete pass at that point.
Peter, in 3rd down situations, they have not been successful at all with the pass. This play was more proof.
Boy, 3rd is such a crucial down, Dan. And when they don't convert, it really hurts.
Moore gets the ball and punts it away. The Vikings haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their own 20-yard line. Wiggins catches this one, and that's good for 6.
Jermaine Wiggins made the catch without any challenge from the defense, and he took advantage of it.
For a tight end, he's seeing a lot of action today.
He's caught a bundle, and it's a great bonus for this team if they know they can throw to him.
Ball at the Vikings' 26-yard line.
Bennett cruises out to the left side and heads wide left. Stopped at the 34. That will bring up 1st down.
Michael Bennett took advantage of some really good blocking there. They opened up a hole.
And he's able to cross the line and get a bunch more without really much resistance.
And that's what the O-line gets paid for.
Nice 2nd down call, and they will move the chain.
On offense, it was always a plus to avoid 3rd down altogether, just like that.
1st down, both wideouts to the right. Bennett will get stopped at the line, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Keith Newman was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
He's now up to 6 tackles.
The Vikings' 33-yard line.
Culpepper zips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Keith Newman came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
On 2nd down, they try for the 1st, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up 3rd down.
Nice pressure that time.
Ball at the Vikings' 33-yard line.
Wiggins didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Jermaine Wiggins put himself in the right place back there, coming across the middle, but the catch was elusive, no dice.
Peter, they cannot seem to connect on the long ball. They've taken some shots there, but nothing is working.
Yeah, their timing is off. They need to go to shorter passes.
Bennett gets ready to punt this away. Bennett takes the long snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields the deep punt at the 18. Tackled at the 27.
Aaron Beasley returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
First and 10.
The Falcons stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 27-yard line. Crumpler catches it over the middle and gets past the markers for a first down.
Michael Vick lays this one in beautifully. Got to see it one more time.
Right on the money, Peter. He effectively rendered the defense irrelevant by being so accurate.
Yeah, they might as well have been 10 yards away.
That's another pass that went pretty much down the middle. He hasn't been working the sides too much.
Well, he's obviously very confident to be throwing into where all the traffic is. He's daring the D to stop him.
Duckett takes this one way out left and heads left. Dragged down at the 42. Second down with a split backfield.
Ball at the Falcons' 42-yard line.
Trotter tackles in behind the line of scrimmage.
Jeremiah Trotter not only cleaned the ball carrier's clock in the backfield, but buffed and polished it too. Big hit for a loss.
He's been working hard so far. That's his 8th tackle.
And each one of those 8 left a bruise. That guy can hit.
Finneran goes in motion. Vick throws a high, long one to the right, and they can't connect. Incomplete. Moore lines up for the punt.
In punt formation. Antoine Winfield to make the return.
Moore gets the ball and pummels this one deep. Winfield catches it at the 11. Brought down at the 21.
Antoine Winfield returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Vikings send their offense out on the field and will start this drive at their own 21-yard line. Culpepper throws this on a rope, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Chris Draft knocked that pass down. Man, he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Ball at the Vikings' 21-yard line.
Intercepted. Brought down at the 20.
All right, yeah, I'm bringing it all day.
Aaron Beasley made a huge play there, not only picking off the pass, but moving the ball forward afterwards.
Peter, you couldn't ask for more from him today. He has done his part.
And then some. So far, he's got 2 interceptions.
The Falcons will start this drive all the way down at the 20-yard line. Vick zings it to the right side, and the completion is good for 6.
Fearless Price easily outclassed his defender on that catch, and he had that play all the way.
I'm sure he's glad to finally make a completion, considering he's already dropped 2 today. Second down, just a single receiver on the field. Dr. barges off right guard and barely picks up the first down.
First down, Falcons. First and goal. Ball at the 10-yard line.
Duckett gets yet another carry for the day and rambles for about 5.
Second and goal. Ball at the 5.
Duckett loses one on the play, and that will bring up third down.
Chris Claiborne was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
Peter, he's been lighting up the defensive side of the ball today and getting some nice numbers out of it.
You bet. So far, he's got 9 tackles.
Third down, goal to go. Vick ropes this one to the end zone, and it's tipped. Incomplete. That will bring up fourth and goal.
Jeremiah Trotter came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Feely with a 23-yarder, and this one is up and in.
Jay Feely has little trouble pooching this one through. Let's see it again. Yep, he knows that you aren't allowed to miss many of those in this league.
That's his third field goal of the day, and giving your team 9 points is nothing to sneeze at.
Well, unless those 9 points are covered by pollen.
Watch it.
Sorry, that makes no sense at all.
All right.
Sorry.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Feely booms a beauty here. Smith decides to take it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 19.
Ontario Smith got out close to the 20 on that one, so his decision to take it out of the end zone didn't really pay off, but it didn't really hurt him either.
The Vikings were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 19-yard line. Brooking makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Heath Brooking swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
The defense stood up to that play and shuts down what would be a minimal gain anyway. It'll be second down.
And 10. Ball at the Vikings 19-yard line.
Graff gets the sack at the 16.
Chris Draft got through with ease and brought the quarterback down back there. Good, clean sack.
Nice job eliminating any forward progress on that play. That will bring up a third and long.
Ball at the Vikings 16-yard line.
Robinson goes in motion. No dice, and it falls incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Bennett lines up deep in his own territory to punt it away.
To make the return.
Bennett takes the snap and pummels this one deep. Beasley fields the deep punt at the 35. Tackled at the 48.
Aaron Beasley returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Falcons offense takes the field, and they have good field position again. They will start at their 48-yard line. Finneran snags the dart right sideline, and that's good for 6.
Michael Vick threw a perfect pass back there. You know, I had a better shot at it than the defense did, and hey, I'm up here in the booth.
He adds another completion to his strong numbers today, Peter.
Yeah, he sets the bar pretty high for himself, but I imagine he's happy with his consistent performance today.
Tucker picks up about 2, and that brings up 3rd down. Third down, 2 tight ends in the game. Tucker has his number called on 3rd down and is dropped short of the markers. That will bring up 4th down.
Antoine Winfield was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
Another tackle, and it seems like we're always calling his name. What a hitting machine in the secondary.
He's definitely carrying his weight back there.
Moore lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Moore takes the long snap and punts it away. The Vikings offense takes the field with time winding down. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. Fumbled. The Falcons have it.
Dan, this right here is a live ball, and fortunately for the defense, they grab it and gain possession. Heads-up play.
Peter, there are many ways you can start a drive, but a turnover is not one of them.
No, definitely not. That was a big-time play.
The Falcons want to capitalize on the fumble and will start this drive at the 15-yard line. Vick throws a heater right sideline, and it's not reeled in. Incomplete.
Ryan Finneran had some room on the fringes there, but couldn't reel in the pass.
Another ball comes his way, and another incompletion. To come up blank so many times in a row is, well, it's got to be demoralizing for a player.
Absolutely, but you got to fight through the slump and grab one to get rolling again.
Johnstone knocks it down at the line, incomplete.
Lance Johnstone swatted that pass away right at the line.
That'll give us a 3rd down, and the defense was ready for that call.
Well played, and a good job of not giving up the short pass.
Price goes in motion. Vick fires this one over the middle, and it's incomplete. Fourth down, 10 yards to go.
Chris Moore holding.
Feely kicks it from 32 yards, and it's up through the goalpost. Good.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Jay Feely kicks the field goal, but watch how close the ball gets to the upright. Man, a few more inches and he'd have made the highlight reel. Not the way he would have wanted to, though.
That's his 4th field goal of the game, and he has generally looked pretty good.
He's doing his part, and that's what you want from a kicker.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Feely rockets this one deep. Williams decides to take it out of the end zone. The ball's loose. Touchdown at the 18.
Jeff Dugan didn't panic when the ball got loose, and that was why he was able to reel it back in the boat.
The Vikings fumbled the ball away last time. Let's see if they can hold on to it as they start this drive at their own 18-yard line. Wiggins catches it in the flat and picks up maybe a yard.
Okay, what's the plan? Okay, let's go.
Second down, one man back.
Ball at the Vikings' 19-yard line.
Single back, single back.
Culpepper throws a bullet, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Marcus Robinson.
Aaron Beasley kept both eyes on the short out on that one and caused the incomplete pass.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time. Keith Brooking brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
That can be a difficult tackle for someone of lesser skills, but he managed to make the stop.
Yeah, he managed to stop a tank, too. What a play.
Bennett lines up for the punt. Bennett gets the snap and punts it away. Beasley fields the punt at the 37. Dragged down at the 41.
Aaron Beasley didn't have much room to work with back there. The special team squad made sure he couldn't respond to that really nice punt.
The Falcons get their offense on the field and will start this drive at their 41-yard line. Finneran goes in motion. Crumpler didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Ken Irvin put the brakes on that play without any help. Man, he had that zone locked down.
The defense stood up to that play and shuts down what would be a minimal gain anyway. It'll be second down.
Ball at the Falcons' 41-yard line.
Vick rifles it out left side, and it's caught at the 47, and he's stopped right there.
Shannon Sharp had just one guy on him and makes the most of it. And he schooled that guy so bad, I can smell the chalk dust.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up third down. Third down, tight end to the left. Finneran brings down the floater, and they get the first on third and long.
Brian Finneran took on triple coverage and came away with a phenomenal catch.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Vick throws this on a rope, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
The deflection.
Second down from the I.
Ball at the 47.
Gets the sack, and the clock continues to run. Vick rifles it out left side, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Fearless Price tried to snag that one across the middle, but doesn't happen.
Peter, in third down situations, they have not been successful at all with the pass. This play was more proof.
Boy, third is such a crucial down, Dan, and when you don't convert, it really hurts.
A tough catch, and they somehow get the first off a big 4th and long.
Well, look there, he's up over 300 yards for the day.
32-yard line.
Duckett will get the carry on first down, and he's stopped. The clock continues to run. Second down, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Duckett will get the carry on second down and maybe picks up one on the play. Vick zings it to the right side, and it's complete at the 24. And he's stopped right there. Chavis will be credited with the tackle. 4th down coming up. 4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. He's going to throw it. Sharp catches it in the flat, and they convert the bait. The Falcons take their first timeout.
Let's get a hand on that ball, D. Let's get a hand on it.
Feely kicks from 39 yards out, and good. It hit the upright and then bounced in.
Jay Feely things a bank shot off the upright before it goes in. Doink. Did it the hard way, but he got the field goal.
What a way to end the game, and what a way to be a hero, Peter. Fantastic game.
It's good to be a kicker in these situations.
And that is going to do it for this one. The Falcons come out on top 22-20. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, Dan, thank you. So survive and advance, the theme for this Wildcard edition of the ESPN Video Games Post-Game Wrap-Up. I'm Chris Berman. The Falcons stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. After driving 46 yards on 5 plays, Jay Feely get the call for the lengthy field goal attempt, and he would in fact deliver a 48-yard field goal. The Falcons finally get on the board and are now down by 14. This time at the 47, Antoine Winfield is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. Falcons behind by 14. Peerless Price emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. The Vikes on D, Aaron Beasley would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. Vikes leading 20-6. D'Angelo Hall would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. Touchdown for the Falcons. The Falcons climb back again and are now down by 7. Michael Vick would find his target on this one. Vikes up by 7. Aaron Beasley would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The Falcons have it off an interception. Jay Feely would come on and connect on the field goal try. A 24-yard field goal. Falcons back 20-16. Roderick Coleman would snuff out a drive on this one. It's a fumble. There he is for the recovery. On 3 plays, Jay Feely called upon after the red zone problems, and he is true on the short field goal attempt to connect for the 4th time in this one. Falcons trailing by 1. Jay Feely is called upon to attempt the field goal. This one, good. And that's where we'll leave this one. Falcons edge out a win, 22-20. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Peerless Price is standing by with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You really came up big, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What gave you guys the edge today?
Frankly, I thought we really performed well on offense. We ran our plays cleanly, and everybody did their part. We managed to rack up yards and points as a result. All in all, it was a pretty good game for us.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. So long.